All right, let's go out to the Czech Republic and talk to Sophia. Hey, Sophia, what's up?
Hey, Dr. John, how are you?
I'm so good. And how are you?
I'm fine. I wanted to ask you about my relationship with my husband, which is quite strained right now.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for calling.
Okay, so the question is, how do I accept my husband's decision about the house that we live in, or should I demand a change? So it's like a relationship housing problem.
Well, it's probably deeper than that, but tell me, walk me through what happened. What are you wrestling with?
So we are like a blended family. We are married for 5 years, and we were both single parents before. So our house is like full, like his kids, my kids, and now we've got little ones like together. So our lives are really, really full. And my husband was saving up to buy a house like his entire career. So finally, when we get together, it was for him, it was the time to buy something. And he chose a house that is quite distant from the city that we work in.
All right, let me stop right there.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
And I want to make sure I don't miss anything in cultural, right? With culture, right?
Yeah.
In the U.S., when I get married, I would never take what would quote unquote be my money and go buy the house that I want. When I got married, it would be our money, and we would decide where we were going to live.
Yeah, but it's kind of complicated because I made two assumptions when we were buying the house. First was, if that's his dream house, he will stop working that much because he already fulfilled his dream. And the second one, because I'm easy on the property market. I had like huge experience with that. So I just thought he will realize that this house doesn't serve our family, and we will just sell it and move somewhere else. And the thing about money is that before we were married, I was kind of like, I had the idea that he was taking advantage in his previous relationships, like financially. So so we kept our accounts separate, and the house was like bought from his savings because it was his decision that I keep my apartment and use it as a rental now. Do you follow me?
I got it. Yeah. So he had a place, and then you had an apartment, like a condo of some sort, like a rental. Then
we both had our condos.
Okay.
And
he sold his.
Already had. No, his is also a rent because he really saved up for his whole career to buy his dream house.
And so a couple of things happened. Number one, you didn't sit down. You've heard me talk about pictures and words on this show. Have you ever heard me talk about that?
No.
Okay.
Because these assumptions I made in my head, I didn't talk.
That's what I mean. So we think in pictures, but we speak in words. So when you got married, you thought, oh, he's going to realize this is dumb. You had a picture where he buys his house and he quickly realizes this isn't right for us, and he sells it and he comes to you and he's like, Sophia, we're going to get a house that's better for us. And you're like, yes.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah. Exactly. That is what I thought it would happen, but it didn't. Yeah.
There's an old, the word assume, ASSUME.
Yeah.
There's an old marketing saying in the States that when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Right? And so, here we are, right? Here we are.
And I'm kind of stuck because from time to time, I'm checking the property market, which is dumb. I can tell you what does this situation does to me. I'm like frustrated.
Have you told your husband?
Disappointed.
Have you told your husband?
Yes, I did. I'm like yelling at my house. I still think it doesn't serve us because it takes too much time and energy, like to serve the house, not the family. And the atmosphere in the house is like full of discontent, full of tension, and I just lack joy. That's how I feel about the situation, yeah?
Yes, and so what is, and he's not on the phone because I would have a whole different conversation with him, but you're the only one that's on the phone, right?
Yeah.
And so I would ask you, what is choosing discontent right now accomplishing for you?
Like, I got this impression, I feel that he chooses his work over the family, and he chooses this property over our family.
Okay, hold on. That's a story you've chosen to make up about your husband because you haven't asked him.
Yes.
Okay, and so here's what's happened. You've made up a story about what he's thinking and about why he's doing what he's doing, and then you're mad about it.
I told him so.
Okay, what did he say?
I told him so, and he said that this is all is for the family. And this place is beautiful, and I should enjoy it and just express gratitude and all this gratitude stuff that makes your life better.
Well, here's what I can't. Can I just tell you what happened in my life? Is that okay?
Yeah.
I bought a home. My wife and I bought a home that we'd wanted out in the country on 6 acres. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's stunning. It's a small house. It's not a huge house, but it's a small house. It's perfect for our family. And my wife came to me about a year ago, 6 months ago, and said, "Hey, I'm driving in the car 3.5 hours a day, getting kids to
school." That's exactly the same
Hold on. Okay, but listen, 3.5 hours to school and back. Whenever I'm at home on the weekends, I'm mowing, and it takes me hours to mow and keep up all the grounds of the place. And it is beautiful, and it is ours. And it's also not serving our family in this moment. But here's what my wife did for me. She articulated, she didn't just say, "I hate it here," and I thought you, she didn't do it like that. She said, "This is beautiful, it's amazing, and it's such a gift. And I need you to know, here's my experience every day while you're gone." And me and my wife looked for houses yesterday. Okay?
Oh, did you?
Yes. Because of how I didn't know this is on me. I was oblivious I didn't know she was in the car 3.5 hours a day. That's madness. And she's going to be for the next decade because I have a young child, right? And also it doesn't.
Believe me, I have more.
I know you got a bunch, but also I want to hang out with my friends, and it takes me 45 minutes to get to a buddy's house, which means I often say no to stuff.
I feel isolated. I miss my family.
Yes.
Nobody really visits me.
Yes,
because it's just too far. And if you compare it to the States, it's not far.
Right. Well, but listen,
my commute is not far, but it's far because I don't have access to public transportation. I don't have food delivery. I don't have playgrounds around, and I don't have swimming pools around. Yeah,
I don't have any of those things either. So I totally understand. Here's the deal.
Yeah.
If you come at your husband as though he did this to you on purpose, or he's some kind of moron and idiot, here's what he's thinking. I bet that he had a dream that he is going to give his wife the most amazing place in the country, a place where all the kids could run and play, and he was going to work himself to death in honor of his family. And then the person he in his head is doing this for says, "You're doing this, he's just defending himself because he feels attacked." That's different than, "Hey, I know you want to love me. Here's the best way that I would feel loved in this season right now." You see how one's a different conversation?
It needs a different conversation because it's really difficult to communicate my feelings without high emotions. Mm-hmm. And when he hears these emotions, he just shuts.
Yeah, exactly right. So, that's right. That's universal. Yeah. When somebody attacks you, okay, so tell me if I'm wrong. You don't say anything, you don't say anything, you don't say anything. You have these imaginary conversations in your head about the house and about the kids and about the drive, and I want to see my family. And then it all bubbles up and it explodes. And either he shuts down or he comes out swinging, which is what you do, right? When somebody tries to fight you, you either punch them back or you curl up until they get done punching you.
He would rather shut down.
Okay.
But the thing that I'm suppressing it but I also try to do it in the best intention, not to be angry every day, but I still, deep inside, I'm suppressing everything.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I just explode. Yeah.
In counseling, we call that suppression. We call it leakage, which is a terrible, disgusting word, but it will leak all over your house until it finally explodes. And I'm going to tell you
what happens.
It's not.
Because every argument ends up
That's right.
about the house.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so you are worth more than that, and he is too. Now,
in the relationship, yeah.
Yeah. And listen, there were years when all I knew was I wasn't being a parent the right way. All I knew was I didn't know how to be a husband the right way. I'd never done this before. But I knew how to do my work. So I started spending more and more and more time at work because I wanted to honor my family and serve my family, and they rewarded me there. At home, I was just doing it all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And so it took me and my wife sitting down and her saying, no, dude, I see you. You're amazing. Can I teach you let's do it like this and this and this. This is the way you can love me. This is the way you can love your son in this way instead of this way. What an amazing difference that has made.
Yeah, I like to appreciate him.
It's both. It's saying it's gratitude, but it's also instructive because you can't just, you feel the way you feel, man. It's too far away. The house doesn't work for you and your family. You're too far away. What I always tell people, if the conversation gets too emotional, you find that anger or rage or whatever bubbling up inside of you, write it down and then read it to him in person. Write it down. Wait for when there's a moment when there's not a fight. Like you're not in the middle of something. We're going to plan this. It's maybe on the year anniversary or the 2-year anniversary of living in this home or some other moment, and you read the letter. Honey, you gave us this big thing for us, and you worked yourself to the bone for it. Whew. I'm so grateful that you loved us like this, and it's not working for us. It's both and. And I don't mean that to minimize your sacrifice and your gifts. I mean that to say, hey, I want to do our money together. I want to do our life together, and I want to be honest with you. And this isn't working. Now, I'm taking a lot of liberty here. I don't know what where you live in the Eastern Bloc. I don't know what the culture is. I don't know if you as a woman you don't get to say anything. I don't know that. I don't know if it just sounds insane to not share your money. So I'm giving you a very Western perspective of this. But what I can tell you is universal is if you squash how you feel, if you shove that down, it will explode and it will destroy you and it will destroy him, and your kids are absorbing this tension in your home. And if every day you go home and you say, I hate this house, I hate this house, I hate this house, I hate this house, you're just spraying poison all over the house, and there's nothing about that that's going to change. You're not going to change the situation. And so sometimes if he goes, all right, fine, we got to move, that's cool, it's going to take a while. Okay. I'm going to choose to come home, and I'm going to look for 5 things at this house, how great it is. Not, but I'm going to do 5 things every day that I'm so grateful for this home. The quiet, the stillness. Whew. I'm going to focus on that part, because why not? Choosing the other is just choosing misery. There's too much of that in the world, man, to choose more. But I think the time has come for a hard conversation. A respectful, kind, direct conversation, but a hard one. And I recommend you write it down. And then if he says, I'm not moving, I'm never moving, this is good, get over it. Well, then you've got a hard decision to make. Do I want to make peace and open my hands up and make this my home? Or am I going to leave him? Take our kids and I'm going to go somewhere else. Hopefully y'all can have a conversation about what it would look like to build a home and a life together. Whew. That's my hope. Thanks for the call, Sophia. Holler back and let me know how that conversation goes.